Columbus State picks up a victory in game one of the doubleheader, 5-2, and now we go to game number two. Good evening and welcome back inside Cougar Field. Stephen Williams here with you high atop Cougar Field in Columbus, Georgia, as the Lady Cougars get set to go for a doubleheader sweep for the second time this season of Georgia Southwestern as they get set for the nightcap of our Peach Belt Conference doubleheader. Georgia Southwestern set to bat in the top of the first inning. It'll be Aaron Steele, Ella Hawkins, Michaela Barlow, just as they were in game number one at the top of the order. Haley Tierce hits in the cleanup spot. Jocelyn Martin hitting fifth. Allie Denny gets the start and will hit sixth. Haley Warner hits in the seventh spot. Bree Lewis 8. Grayson Sanders in the number 9 spot. Defensively for Columbus State, it'll be Rachel Rhodes, Kia Smith, and Keely Law in the outfield as they were in game one. Katie White at third, Callie starts short, Mackenzie Fagioli at second, and Sammy Anderson over at first base. Leanne Reeves getting the game off here in game number two, so Kaylee Bryant behind the plate, and it's junior Hannah Manley that gets the start in the circle as her first pitch is fouled off, and we're officially underway right at 6 o'clock. Lady Cougars now 13-9 on the season with a 5-2 victory in game one as this one's popped foul of third. Georgia Southwestern 17-12. CSU 1-0 in Peach Belt Conference play. The Lady Canes are 2-1. Steele the batter on the left side. The infield creeps in with the slapper at the plate, and that ball sails all the way to the backstop. It's 1-2. Manley, a 4.34 ERA. She is 2-3 on the season. This is her 8th game started of the year. 45 2/3 innings pitched, 22 earned runs allowed on 54 hits. Outside corner, called strike 3 and throw it around the infield. Steele down on strikes for out number 1. So a good start to Hannah Manley's night, just her 23rd strikeout of the year in 46 innings. So 1 every 2. For the right-hander. Ella Hawkins, the center fielder, digs in now. Hawkins hits this one back to the circle. It gets over the head of Manley, and Callie Starr threw it away at first trying to beat it out. Beat the runner over. It'll be an infield single for Hawkins. And a soft liner that fell, very similar to what CSU was getting. In game number one, CSU had a hit of the same fashion. Michaela Barlow, the right fielder, will dig in now. Another left-handed hitter in this Georgia Southwestern order. She'll take the first one in there for a strike. Barlow was 1 for 1 in the opener. She walked, singled home a run, and then laid down a sacrifice bunt her 3 trips to the plate. That one right over the heart of the plate, and Manley pumping it in right now. Manley throws harder than Peyton Sorrells did in game number 1, so it's a bit of a different look now for the Lady Canes. On the outside corner, ringer up. 2 strikeouts in the inning, both of the looking variety, and there's 2 down.
Now up, number 22, Haley Tierce.
So a good start for Manley, who will try to retire Haley Tierce now. Tierce, the top slugger on this Georgia Southwestern team. Did not have a hit in game number 1. She had her 19-game hitting streak come to a close yesterday as Georgia Southwestern split 2 games with Emmanuel. Saw that hitting streak come to an end and trying to reestablish a new one today, but they held her hitless in game 1. She did have a sacrifice fly and an RBI, but no hits to show. Hawkins, the runner at first, with the single on the infield. 2-0 the count to Tierce. The pitch from Manley. On the inside corner, 2 balls and a strike. This is the second time Manley has thrown against Southwestern this season. She won a complete game in game number 2 of the doubleheader on February 17th in Americus. 2 runs on 8 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. This one popped up right behind the plate. Bryant cannot hold on to it. Had it hit her in the glove, and it fell to the ground. And it'll be a new life for Tierce, and we'll see if she can make Columbus State pay for it. Bryant had that one hit her in the webbing. Just did not stay in the glove. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one up the middle. Fagioli shifted near the bag, will field and step on it, and the extra life won't hurt. So a 1-out single left on the base paths, and CSU has a 0 on the board in the top of the first here on Cougar Sports TV.
Leading off the Cougars.
0 on the board for Georgia Southwestern in the top of the first, and the Lady Cougars come to bat in their half of the inning. Katie White, Kia Smith, Callie Starr, followed by Mackenzie Fagioli and Kaylee Boone, the top 5 unchanged. Kaylee Bryant will hit in the 6th spot. Rachel Rhodes 7, Keely Waugh 8, and Sammy Anderson will hit at the bottom of the order. They will go up against right-hander Haley Goodson, senior out of Alabama for Georgia Southwestern, whose first pitch misses the zone. Goodson leads the team in innings pitched. She's thrown 84 1/3 coming into today. This is her 12th start of the year. She is 7-5 overall with a 2.91 ERA, as that one's outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Goodson, 35 earned runs, 93 hits, so better than a hit an inning. His opponents hit 280 against her. 37 strikeouts, so not a big strikeout pitcher either, as White swings through the pitch. CSU rattled Goodson pretty good in the opening game of the doubleheader back in February. They got 9 runs on 15 hits against her in 6 innings, as that ball was high, and it's 3-1, so CSU hit it pretty well against her. Katie White was 1 for 3 in that game. Kia Smith, Callie Starr, and Keely Waugh all had 3 hits. 3-1 down the right field line, in trouble if it's fair, and it is. It's going to roll into the corner. Katie White around second. She's headed for third, and there will be no throw. Katie White with the leadoff triple, and CSU in business in the first. That's the way you'd like to see things started off for your afternoon. Katie White with the leadoff triple down the right field line, and Kia Smith has a chance to give CSU a very quick 1-0 lead. The Lady Cougars fell behind 2-0 in the third of game number 1 before tying it up and eventually taking the game 5-2 behind 5 unanswered runs. But a chance to start off with a bang here in the first. Kia Smith watches the first one go by for ball 1. Kia was 1 for 2 in the first game, a single, a walk, and a ground out, as she takes a strike to even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kia 3 hits in that first game against Goodson, as she watches that one outside. 2 balls and a strike. Smith was 3 for 4 in that game with an RBI and a run scored, as this one's hit into left center field. That's down for a hit, and CSU needs just 2 batters to get on the board first. So a great start to game number 2 for Columbus State, as a triple and a single gives CSU the 1-0 lead. Took a while for the offense to get rolling in game number 1. It doesn't take long here in game 2. 1-0 Columbus State in front. 2 batters into the ball game, and now Callie Starr will dig in. Callie homered off of Goodson in Americus. But she's showing bunt here. Pops it up behind the plate, and this is going to be a double play. Kia Smith was running on the play, and she'll be doubled off. The bunt and run doesn't work, and it erases the base runner, and there's 2 down. So that doesn't work for CSU as they try to lay down the bunt. It turns into a double play, and now Fagioli will bat with the bases empty. Off the plate outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to McKenzie. McKenzie reached a couple of times in game 1, a walk and an error, as this one's rolled foul over by the Lady Cougar dugout. But all in all, if Goodson can get out of this with just the 1 run coming across, that's probably a win in the column for Georgia Southwestern after the way this started. 1-2. 2 down and the base is clear. This one well off the plate outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Goodson doesn't walk many, just 17 walks and 84 innings pitched. Has hit 9 batters this season, and that ball's lined back through the middle. Goodson trying to spear it, but her glove was a tad late, and Fagioli has the base hits. Makes that double play hurt even more. So 3 out of the first 4 hitters for Columbus State have gotten hits. And now Kaylee Boone will bat. And she'll take the first pitch for a strike. Goodson quick pitched her a little bit. And Boone just put the bat on her shoulder, and now she'll ask for time as she digs in. And the home plate umpire this time will stop Goodson, who was trying again to work quickly. No balls and a strike to count to Boone. 1 on and 2 down. Already a run across. This one lined softly into right center field. That's down for a hit. Fagioli, a small turnaround second. She'll stop there. 4 first inning hits for the Lady Cougars, and there's 2 on with 2 out. Kaylee Bryant will get her first at bat of the day now. Bryant into the lineup for game number 2, as she has been much of the season as the backup catcher. Bryant, the freshman from Powder Springs, Georgia, takes the first one high for ball 1. Bryant hitting .333. She's 9 for 27, a couple of doubles, a couple of home runs. She's driven in 8 and scored 7 times. As that pitch is high again, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Fagioli on at second, Boone on at first, 2 down. Kia Smith with the RBI single to score Katie White, the difference in the game. Popped up, back of the infield, the shortstop Lewis puts the grab on it, and it'll put an end to the inning. CSU gets a run on 4 hits. They strand 2, and we've played 1 at Cougar Field. 1-0, Lady Cougars in front. Columbus State out to a 1-0 lead as Jocelyn Martin digs into the batter's box to start off the top of the second for Georgia Southwestern. Columbus State with a run in the first holds the early lead. Hannah Manley back to work in the circle for the Lady Cougars. Martin takes that one inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Martin hit the ball hard 3 different times in game number 1 and came up 0 for 3. A line out to second and 2 hard ground balls to first base. 2-0. That's over the heart of the plate and in there. That's a strike. Manley worked a relatively clean first inning, gave up a 1-out single. Well, that was all the damage against her. A couple of strikeouts and a fielder's choice. Martin swings through that one as Hannah ties her up on the inside corner. And the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Martin, Denny, and Warner due up in the inning as the pitch is outside to the left-handed hitter and taken for a ball. Three-two pitch, rolled again on the ground to first. That's 3 straight at bats. Martin has done that. Sammy Anderson handles her first chance, and there's one away.
Number 21, Allie Denny.
Allie Denny, the batter, the first baseman, did not hit or play in game number 1. Denny, the sophomore from McDonough, Georgia, out of Locust Grove High School. Hits the first one on the ground to short. Deep in the hole, Star the long throw. Did not get her. Denny able to beat it out. That's her 13th hit of the season in 55 at bats. And the second hit of the ball game for the Lady Canes. Good effort by Callie Starr over at shortstop, and a long flat-footed throw on the money, but a step too late. So 1 on and 1 out. Haley Warner, the batter. Warner takes the first one in there. Pumped over the heart of the plate for strike 1. No balls and a strike. The pitch from Manley popped up. Third base side. Starr circling under it. She'll put the squeeze on it for out number 2. If you watched game number 1 with us, moved rather quickly, and part of that due to the fact that Georgia Southwestern swings early and often, and they're doing it again here in game number 2. Bree Lewis, the batter, with the runner still on at first. Lewis was 0 for 3 in game number 1, a pop-up and a couple of ground outs as this one's popped towards the second base bag. Fagioli steps in front of the bag, and her middle infield partner makes the grab, and it's another quick inning for Hannah Manley. A 0 on the board, second of the day for Manley, and we go to the bottom of the second. 1-0, Columbus State leading Georgia Southwestern. Bottom of the second inning here at Cougar Field. Stephen Williams here with you on Cougar Sports TV. Rachel Rhodes, Keely Waugh, Sammy Anderson, the 7, 8, 9 in the CSU order due up here in the bottom of the second inning as Rachel pops the first one over our head. Off to the right just a smidge and into the street here on the Columbus State University campus. Sun starting to set, the field fully into the shadows as the sun goes behind the Cunningham Center, off behind left field. Lights not on yet because still plenty of daylight. The last few days before the time changes and the night gets a little bit shorter. Pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Plenty of daylight will be left about this time next week. 1-2 pitch coming. Rhodes pops it up high into the air. Shortstop Lewis underneath it. Barely has to move. And she'll make the catch. CSU got 4 hits in inning number 1, but had just 1 run to show for it. A bunt double play really ran them out of that inning as Keely Waugh walks to the plate for her first at bat of game 2. Keely hitting in the number 8 spot in the order. She had 2 hits in game number 1, a couple of singles. She also scored a run. And she had 3 hits against Goodson and 3 runs scored. One of those was a home run. This one smoked to third, knocked down by Tierce. She's not going to have a play, though. The throw made. It'll be an infield single for Keely Waugh, who continues her good day. So Keely Waugh with her 3rd hit of the doubleheader. And now Sammy Anderson will bat. Sammy 3 for 13 on the season, a .231 batting average. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Anderson getting the start here in game number 2 over at first base. Has Brad Huskisson fleet of foot down there in the third base coach's box. Brad may have crossed the 40 number, but he still can move down there. Anderson hit it hard, but had on the foul side of the bag. The 1-1 taken up high. Keely Waugh running on the play, and she is gunned down at second base, and that one wasn't all that close. Good throw from behind the plate there by Warner. Guns down Waugh, and CSU has another base runner taken off the path. The 2-1. That one's on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Anderson trying to restart it with 2 outs. The 2-2. On the inside corner, a called strike 3, and that'll put an end to the second inning. So CSU gets a hit, has the runner thrown out at second, and we've played 2 at the ballpark. 1-0 Columbus State on top of Georgia Southwestern as the Lady Cougars go for the sweep here on a Wednesday evening. 1-0 the score. Columbus State in front of Georgia Southwestern. Game 2 of our Peach Belt Conference doubleheader. Hannah Manley back to the circle as that one's popped up over by the first base bleachers and out of play for strike one. Grayson Sanders, the batter, and then they'll flip the lineup card over to the top. Pass the bat to Aaron Steele in the leadoff hitter. The 0-1 pitch, that one's high and wide of the mark. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sanders bumping down a spot in the order. And she hit 8th in game number 1. She went 0 for 2, only had 2 at-bats. As CSU limited the opportunities for the Lady Canes as Manley reaches back and throws that one right by her. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch hit in the air to center field. Kia Smith casually drifting over underneath it, put it away in the gap, and there's 1 away.
Now batting, number 3, Aaron Steele.
So 1 down, and the leadoff hitter, Aaron Steele, will bat. Steele went down on strikes looking, leading off game number 2. Manley ready, her first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. We talked about Brad Huskisson reaching milestone 400 2 weeks ago for the Lady Cougars. His counterpart on the opposite side, Eddie Ward, 264 wins coming into this season. So you add his 17 that he's picked up this year, 281 wins in his time at Georgia Southwestern. He was an assistant coach back in the NAIA days in 2003. He became the head coach in 2004. Spent 3 years there as this one's past a drawn-in Katie White and into left field. It's bobbled out and left by Rachel Rhodes. Kia Smith comes over to get it, and Mackenzie Fagioli thought she had tagged the runner out at second, instead called safe. So it'll be a base hit and a double
Number 11, Ella.
on the part of Steele. Infield drawn in, and that time she hit it square. Turns into a double, and Georgia Southwestern with its first runner of the game into scoring position. This one right down the same spot, goes into left field. Rhodes will go pick it up. They beat them down the line again, and they're on the corners with only 1 out. So the Slappers doing good work at the top of the order for Georgia Southwestern. 2 on, 1 out, and a 1-0 game. Michaela Barlow, who had an RBI single in game 1, up there now. Eddie Ward, though, took the head coaching spot in 2004, spent 3 years in the NAIA ranks before they moved to Division II in 2007. First pitch, and the runner's coming from the plate. I don't know if there was a missed signal or what, but Steele is tagged out by Kaylee Bryant at home plate. Some kind of missed signal by either the base runner or the hitter, unsure of which one. But there's a gift from Georgia Southwestern for out number 2. Barlow rolls this one foul, and she's down in the count 0-2. Steele broke for the plate, and there was no bunt put down. And Kaylee Bryant, all she had to do was make the catch of the pitch and put the tag on her. I think she was almost caught off guard by the fact that the tag was coming. Called third strike, and that'll get them out of the inning. So Georgia Southwestern gets 2 on the corners with only 1 out in the inning, and then gifts CSU an out, and Manley punches out Barlow to end the inning. So 3 shutout for the junior right-hander. 1-0 Columbus State. Top of the order due up for Columbus State in the bottom of the third inning. Katie White will lead things off. Katie led off the game with a bang in the bottom of the first inning. As the first pitch is taken out of the zone for ball one, she tripled into the right field corner to start the game for the Lady Cougars. That was her third hit of the doubleheader as that pitch is in there for a strike. Katie was 2 for 3 in game one with 2 singles, a walk, and 2 runs scored. The 1-1 bunted down the first base side. They're going to have to get rid of it quickly, and Katie is safe once more. That'll be a third base hit bunt for Katie White in the doubleheader. 2 of them have been down that first base side.
Number 33, Kia Smith.
This is not the Lady Cougars of the last couple of years where they relied on the long ball. There is a lot of quick hitters, a lot of bunting, and a lot of movement going on, and Brad Huskisson with a lot of options here with a great base runner at first and a great bat handler at the plate. Kia Smith, the hitter. White dancing off of first base, daring them to throw down. They choose not to as Kia faked the bunt, and it's taken for ball one. Katie was leading the Peach Belt Conference in stolen bases before Columbus State took 2 weeks off. Now she's fallen down to third. Not moving on this one as Kia bunted through it for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kia singled into left center field her first time up. That drove White in, and that's the difference in this game right now. The 1-1, not bunting. White running on the play. The throw down, not in time. Katie dove to the outside of the bag, stuck the left hand out, and was able to get it ahead of the tag. That's stolen base number 16, now 17, after one in the first game as well. 2 balls and a strike. So Kia a chance to drive home another run. 2-1, again right out in front of the plate, and there will be no play. That is the second time in as many games Kia's hit the ball about 5 feet combined between the two. And now they're going to work on a rundown between first and second, and it's going to result in a run as Katie White is going to dive in ahead of the tag. Kia Smith dancing around at first is going to allow Katie White to scamper home from third, and it's 2-0. You see right there what foot speed will do. Can wreak some havoc on the base paths.
Number 18, Callie Starr.
So a base hit for Kia Smith and a 2-0 game. Callie Starr up now, still nobody out, and the base runner on at first. Callie takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Kia was in this situation at first with nobody out and Callie up in the first. Callie tried to bunt, popped it up behind the plate, and Kia, who was running on the pitch, was doubled off. Callie showing bunt this time, pulls back and takes it for a ball. Callie Starr, the 1-1, tries to bunt at it, bunts through it though. It's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch to Callie up high, 2-2. Columbus State 3-0 this season against Georgia Southwestern after the two played a rare non-conference doubleheader back in February. Trying to go for the 4-game season sweep as the count goes full to the Lady Cougars shortstop. Smith on it first. We'll see if she's on the move. She is not, as Callie puts a good cut on it and fouls it straight back. Nobody down in the inning, already a run across. 2-0. The combination of Katie White and Kia Smith has resulted in 2 runs. That pitch up high. It's taken for ball 4, and there will be 2 on. Goodson doesn't walk very many in the circle. She picks up her first walk of the game here in this one, as she'll go to work now against Mackenzie Fagioli, who takes the first one over the outer half of the plate for strike 1. Fagioli singled her first time up. Line one back through the middle. She's going to lay down a bunt. Goodson will throw to first, and she is called out over at the first base bag. Bang, bang play rung up by our field umpire. It'll be a sacrifice bunt for Fagioli, and there's one away. Advances the runners up. They're both in scoring position now for Kaylee Boone. Now Boone will dig in and a run-scoring opportunity. First one taken outside. Kaylee singled. She's 1 for 1 in the game so far. CSU already with 7 hits in the first 2 and a third innings. They had 15 off the right-hander Goodson in February as that's rolled foul. That's 1-1. So CSU clearly does not mind facing Goodson, who in 8 and a third innings has given up 22 hits to Columbus State. 11 runs. The 1-1 coming to Boone. Inside corner, Boone not happy with the call. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Kaylee didn't like that call in the batter's box, but the 1-2 coming. Reaches out, pokes it past the pitcher Goodson. This will get a run home, and Kaylee will make it 3-0. Boone does the job at the plate, brings Kia Smith across, and CSU a 3-run lead. Just a good piece of hitting there. She's not happy about the fact that she was out on the play, but picks up the RBI, does the job for the team, and now it's 3-0. Kaylee Bryant, the batter, takes the first on the outside corner for a strike. Bryant popped one up a mile in the air to the shortstop Lewis, and her only at bat so far. This one pops up again a mile. Pitcher and third baseman both calling for it. Goodson will win the battle, put the squeeze on it, and end inning number 3. CSU, though, gets 2 more runs across the board. They've extended their lead out to 3-0 after 3 here at Cougar Field. Columbus Saint adds 2 to its lead, and they'll take a 3-0 lead into the top of the 4th inning. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Lady Canes as Haley Tierce leads things off, swings through the first pitch, and is down in the count 0-1. Tierce hit into a fielder's choice in inning number 1. As Manley tries the changeup, it misses low and in. CSU so far has done a pretty good job of limiting Tierce, who was hitting .440 coming into the day and had driven in 34. She drove in a run in game number 1 as that ball is hammered. The question is, does it stay fair? It does not. That had home run number 10 of the season written all over it, but it drifted just foul. Already 9 home runs, 9 doubles, and 35 RBIs for the freshman. 1-2 the count. Manley goes out away from Tierce, who hits it off the end of the bat foul at her own dugout. The 1-2 near the plate that time for Manley. Evens the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tierce, then Martin and Denny here in the 4th. Over the plate, but below the knees that time. Tierce lets it go by, and the count will push full. Tierce, one of the taller players on this Georgia Southwestern team, listed at 5'10". Freshman making a huge impact in her first collegiate season. This ball smoked, and that's going to roll to the wall in the left center field gap. Tierce around first. Smith's throw to second is offline. And that is double number 10 of the season for Haley Tierce, who squared that ball up. That'll bring up Jocelyn Martin. So Tierce put a couple of good swings on there. One that just missed being a home run foul. And then the double to the wall. Martin hits this one up the middle. Fagioli on the backhand. Long throw. Got her. Good play by Fagioli in the hole at second. She was shifted over to the right field hole. Had to go up the middle to get that one. And made the throw just in time to get Martin. Tierce will move up to third on the play. But there's one away. See if the Lady Canes can crack through on the scoreboard. An opportunity here. Allie Denny, the batter, she singled on the infield her first time up as she fouls that one away. Hit a ball in the 5-6 hole. Callie Starr got to it, tried to make a long flat-footed throw over to first. The throw was on target, but just a bit late, and Denny beat it out for a hit. Already 12 hits combined between these two teams in this one. Georgia Southwestern has 5, but they've yet to score. This one popped towards short, and they're still yet to score as Callie Starr puts the squeeze on that soft liner. 2 away. Big second out.
Now batting, number 10, Haley Warner.
So now Haley Warner will have to try to do it with 2 down. Hannah Manley trying to dance around a leadoff double. Keep the 0 on the board. As Warner fouled it off on a check swing. Warner had that happen to her a couple of times. In game number 1, some swings she wasn't sure about. The 0-1 hammered down the line and left, and scoreless no longer are the Lady Canes. Rhodes will get it in the corner. The throw coming to second. That one bounced up, and I think it caught Fagioli in the face. As they're going to call time, it's a RBI double for Haley Warner. As Tierce comes across to score and make this a 3-1 game. Fagioli, though, wore that ball on a short hop, kicked up and caught her somewhere in the face area as her teammates check on her. And now the Columbus State training crew will come out and check on her. Adam Sparks, who's in fill-in duty, not the usual athletic trainer for this bunch, out there to check on the Lady Cougars second baseman. Georgia Southwestern, though, on the board for the first time here in game number 2 as they finally get to Hannah Manley with a pair of doubles. A double in the leadoff spot, and then a double in the fourth batter of the inning. Puts them on the board. And Fagioli gets a round of applause as she is going to stay in the ball game. So 2 down, and a clutch piece of hitting there on the part of Haley Warner.
Southwestern, number 13, Bree Lewis.
Warner with 2 outs delivers and puts the Lady Canes on the board. Bree Lewis the batter now. She hits this one high in the air, deep center field. Kia Smith drifting, reaches up on the track and has just enough room to make that grab before this is a tie ball game. 3-1 the score, halfway done here in game number 2. Georgia Southwestern on the board. Lady Cougars still lead. Georgia Southwestern on the board. Columbus State still in front by a pair, though, as they try to add some more cushion to the lead. Rachel Rhodes, the batter, takes the first one that gets away for ball 1. Rachel popped up to the shortstop Lewis, leading off the second inning. That's her only at bat here in game number 2. Had a couple of hits in game number 1. 2 hits, a run scored, a stolen base, and an RBI. As that pitch is high, it's 2-0. A run on 6 hits for Georgia Southwestern, 3 runs on 7 hits for CSU. Lady Cougars, actually both sides in this game have already run themselves out of a couple of runs potentially as well, as that one's popped out first base side. Lights on now here at Cougar Field. Still a little bit of daylight in the sky as this one's hit hard and into right center field for a hit. Rhodes a clean single, her 3rd hit of the day, and the leadoff runner on for the 3rd time in 4 innings. 8th hit of the game for Columbus State, and Keely Wall will be the batter.
Number 2, Keely Wall.
Keely singled her first time up as she takes the pitch for ball 1. Keely now 4 for 5 against Goodson on the season and has 3 hits in 4 at-bats between the doubleheader today as she swings through that one that gets away from the catcher. The wild pitch will advance the runner down to second. So runner in scoring position with nobody out. 1-1 pitch. That one's over the heart of the plate, about belt high, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. On the ground towards short, deep in the hole, and that's going to get through for a hit. Rhodes will advance 60 feet. She's on at third. And they're on the corners with nobody out. 9 hits in the game now for CSU. Waugh on first, Rhodes on third. Nobody out in the inning, and Sammy Anderson, the batter. Anderson shows bunt, tries to slash it on the pullback, and swung through it. Top of the order in the on-deck circle, and that's where CSU really would like to get to. That one's outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the order next, it's Katie White, and that'll give Brad Huskisson a lot of options to play with. Anderson going to slash again. This one popped up behind the plate, and the wind played with that one because the catcher, Warner, overran it, and it wound up landing almost in the catcher's box. So 1-2 the count. Anderson with a new life. Nobody out in the inning. Pitch up high around the letters. Evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Georgia Southwestern playing its second doubleheader in as many days. They split with Emmanuel College yesterday. Ended up winning the second of that doubleheader 1-0. Anderson shows bunt, the 2-2. Off the plate, and the count will run full. So Anderson's worked the count as far as she can go now. Law on first, Rhodes on third. The 3-2. Popped up, that one straight over our heads in the press box above Cougar Field. And it'll stay 3-2. Good at bat here for the senior. Sammy out of Catala, Harris County High School product. 3-2, hit down the line in left, foul territory. The catch made by Steele. Rhodes fakes the advance. The throw is strong to the plate. Keely Waugh heads up play from first. She tags up. She's in scoring position now. And there's 2 on in scoring position with only 1 out. So Katie White a chance to try to get the run back and then some. 1 down, 2 on in a 3-1 game. This one hit in the air to left field. This one in fair territory towards the gap. Steele makes the grab, juggled it for a moment. Rachel Rhodes is going to come around to score, and CSU back on the board. Not sure that Steele caught that one all that cleanly out there in the gap. But Rhodes able to tag and score. CSU gets the run back that it gave up in the top half of the inning, and the lead right back to 3. Kia Smith the batter now. First pitch is taken outside for ball 1. Kia's 2 for 2, a couple of singles for her. Single in the left center field and a single that was still almost in the right-handed batter's box. That pitch hits the zone. It's 1-1. She's driven in 1 and scored 1 in the game. 4-1 our score with a runner on at second and 2 away. High and tight, 2-1. Lady Cougars back at home on Saturday, a 1 o'clock doubleheader right here at Cougar Field. UNC Pembroke in town for conference games 3 and 4. As this one's hit towards third. Tierce has to get rid of it in a hurry, not in time. Not much you can do if you're a third baseman there, as Kia Smith just too fast coming out of that left-hand batter's box. That's 3 more hits here in game number 2 for Kia Smith, who came into the day as the Lady Cougars' leading hitter. She's going to exit it as their leading hitter as well. Waugh moves up to third on the play, so they're on the corners with 2 outs, and now Callie Starr. Smith running on the play. They won't throw at her, instead throw back to the circle. Kia the stolen base. Callie has popped into a double play on a bunt and also drawn a walk. So 0 for 1. That ball in there. No balls and 2 strikes to Starr. Pitch coming from Goodson. Callie reaches out and lines that one over towards the Southwestern dugout. She'll battle off a tough pitch near the outside corner. Already double-digit hits in the game for Columbus State. They had 9 in game number 1. So a good offensive day for the Lady Cougars. Again, they won games 9-3 and 5-2 over Georgia Southwestern in February. They won one 5-2 today, and now trying for the 4-game sweep. That ball smoked down the line, but foul again. As CSU again, quick hands, has been out in front of quite a few. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 away in the inning. The pitch to Starr, hit in the air to right field. Barlow steps back a couple steps, makes the grab, and CSU will strand a runner in scoring position. They get a run across, though. It's 4-1. CSU in front after 4 here at Cougar Field. Both teams get a run in the 4th. CSU scored in 3 of the 4 innings so far, and they lead Georgia Southwestern 4-1 in the nightcap of the doubleheader. Brad Huskisson gets Hannah Manley out after 4 innings and 47 pitches. He goes to the bullpen and brings out Sydney Barker. And the right-hander starts off the 5th with a swing and a miss against Grayson Sanders. Barker, the sophomore out of Warner Robins, Georgia, from the Westfield School, comes into this one making her 14th appearance of the year. 11 of those are out of the bullpen. As the pitch misses wide, it's 1-1. She's 4-2 on the year with a 4.5 ERA. 38 innings pitched, 19 earned runs, 22 strikeouts, 11 walks. It's a ratio you like to see. So she'll go to work now. Manley in line after 4 innings of work for the victory. The 1-1 pitch coming from Barker. Taken down and inside for a ball. Sanders is 0 for 1 in the game. She flied out to center field, back leading off the 3rd inning. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Over the outside corner, Sanders couldn't make contact. And the count moves to 2-2. Barker ready, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and the miss in the dirt. Bryant will have to throw her out at first. And the throw hit off of Sanders and into right field. So that'll be a strikeout for the right-hander Barker. But Sanders is going to reach safely on a throwing error from the catcher, Kaylee Bryant.
Now batting, number 3, Aaron Steele.
So Aaron Steele, as the lineup card flips over, will bat as she pops this one up. Foul side of third. Katie White has it hit off her glove right before she runs into the fencing. Over there in foul territory, so Steele will come back to the plate with another shot. Steele is 1 for 2, a strikeout and a double so far in her 2 at-bats. Barker ready, the 0-1 pitch. Bunt laid down the first base side. Anderson, they're going to say a foul ball as our home plate umpire comes over to make the call. That ball right near the line as Sammy picked it up and tried to tag all really in one motion. So the runner will retreat. Sanders back to first, Steele back to the plate. 0-2 pitch coming to the leadoff hitter for the Lady Canes. Swing and a miss. Barker pulled the string on her, got her to swing through it, and there's one down. So Hawkins will bat with one down and a runner still on at first. Hawkins is 2 for 2. She's singled twice. This time Barker fields. She throws high to second. And Callie Starr able to save her pitcher from an error as she keeps that ball from bouncing into center field. Barker gets the lead runner out. And there's 2 away. Nice job by the Lady Cougars shortstop there to keep that one on the infield. So Hawkins trades places with Goodson, or rather with Sanders. She's on at first with 2 down. Barlow the batter now, and she takes a strike. Barlow 0 for 2 in the game with a pair of strikeouts looking. Has to be thrilled that Manley is out of the game. Tries to lay down the bunt. They're going to pick off behind the runner at first. She's in there safely. No balls and 2 strikes. Right back again to Barker in the circle. This time she'll go to first. She'll pick up the out, and she will pitch around the throwing error that started the inning. So Barker works a clean 5th, a 0 on the board, and we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Here on Cougar Sports TV, Lady Cougars out in front 4-1. Four, 5, and 6 due up in the CSU order as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here on Cougar Sports TV. Fagioli to start things off, then Boone and Bryant. McKenzie 1 for 1, a single and a sacrifice bunt so far in her second game as this ball's laced down the left field line, and that's down for a base hit. Fagioli, a small round of first, and she'll stay put. 11th hit of the game for the Lady Cougars and a leadoff single. CSU has leadoff hits in 4 of the 5 innings so far, and in the first 3 of those 4, they've scored. See if that's how it turns out here. Kaylee Boone, the batter now, with 1 on and nobody out. She goes after the first one, high into left, got under it. Steele reaches up for the first out. Boone hit it well, but got well underneath it. And that one did not have the distance. Kaylee Bryant, the batter now.
Number 11, Kaylee Bryant.
Bryant has popped up twice to the shortstop. First pitch is off the plate outside, taken for a ball. Columbus State baseball in the win column again. That's 5 straight for the Cougar boys. 17-4 on the season now are the Columbus State baseball team, as they picked up a 17-1 victory today in Montgomery against Tuskegee. That gives them the season sweep of the Golden Tigers. CSU baseball up to number 7 in the most recent top 25 this week. Sitting on top of the Peach Belt Conference, 5-1 record. Big conference series coming this weekend to Burger King Stadium just over our left shoulder. Georgia College, Peach Belt Conference rival, comes to town for 3 as Bryant swings through that one. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Georgia College in for games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 4 o'clock on Friday, first pitch from Burger King Stadium at Ragsdale Field. On the ground to short, to second for 1, the turn not in time. It's all fielder's choice for the second out of the inning, and the runner's still on at first.
Now batting, number 8, Rachel Rhodes.
Rachel Rhodes will try to continue her good day. Already 3 hits between the 2 games, including a hit and a run scored back in the 4th. That pitch on the outside corner at the knees, a good spot from Goodson, and a strike. 4 runs, 11 hits, and an error for Columbus State. The error did not come back to bite. Rhodes hits this one in the 5-6 hole, and there's not going to be any play. The long throw is not in time, and Rachel beats it out for another base hit for herself. Take them however you can get them. And that's her 4th of the day. Second hit of the inning for Columbus State. 2 on, 2 outs, and Keely Waugh to the plate. First pitch from Goodson. In there, high strike. It's 0-1. Bryan at second, Rhodes at first. 4-1 our score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 0-1 outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. CSU doubling up the Lady Canes now in the hit column. They had 15 hits off Goodson in February. They have 12 of them here in this one. Outside corner or thereabouts. Called strike 2. The 1-2 pitch. Popped up. That one's right over our heads and out of play. Women's tennis team picked up a victory over at the Blackman Tennis Center, defeating nationally ranked Valdosta State 5-3 earlier. Men's tennis team in a knockdown, drag-out fight down to the final 2 singles matches, still going on under the lights. Low and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one happening on the other side of the baseball field. You can see the lights on, and still a little bit of a crowd gathered around the last court of action. The 2-2 pitch hammered down the left field line, but that one's foul. At last check, CSU was up 4-3 with 5th and 6th singles still in action. So we'll see how that one ends. It's another nationally ranked battle between those two. 2-2 pitch coming. Reaches out, soft liner to first. And the catch made by Denny right at the first base bag. So CSU gets a couple of hits in the inning, nothing to show for it. And we've played 5 here at Cougar Field. 4-1, Columbus State on top.
Haley Tears.
4-1 our score as we're nearing our final score from game number 1 of 5-2. Haley Tears to lead things off for Georgia Southwestern in the 6th as she hits that one foul at the CSU dugout. 1 for 2 in the game is the freshman third baseman for Georgia Southwestern. She smoked a double to the wall in left center field after she just missed a home run foul down the left field line. So put a couple of good swings. That was against Hannah Manley. Right now it's Sydney Barker that's in the circle who spots that one up at the outside corner and is ahead in the count 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch coming. That ball hammered to deep left center field, and that ball gone. That is an 0-2 home run for the freshman Haley Tears, who now has 10 on the season. You can go ahead and put the money down that she's probably your leader in the clubhouse for Peach Belt Conference Freshman of the Year, with an average over 400 with 10 home runs and 36 driven in the first 26 games, now 27 games of her collegiate career. That's some special numbers there.
Now batting number 27, Jocelyn Martin.
So now Tears has cut the lead down to 2. 4-2, CSU's lead now. As that ball down low, taken for a ball by Jocelyn Martin. Tears has scored both of the runs now for Georgia Southwestern, scoring 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 6th. This ball smoked to second. Fagioli fields it clean, tosses to first, and Martin is out. Again, it's a tough day for Jocelyn Martin. She has hit the ball hard nearly every time to the plate and is 0 for 6.
Up to bat, number 21, Allie Denny.
Allie Denny, the batter now. She has a single to go along with a pop-up in her 2 trips to the plate. Trying to start things up now with nobody on and 1 out. Columbus State trying to pick up its 4th straight victory. They had run off 7 in a row as this one's hit to first. Anderson fields and will step on the bag. CSU had won 7 straight in the middle of February before losing 5 in a row, and now has a chance to go streaking again with a chance to pick up their 4th straight with UNC Pembroke coming to town on Saturday. After that, they'll take off for the Florida Coast. First pitch inside, taken by Warner, who doubled home a run her last time up. CSU headed to Palm Beach Atlantic and Nova Southeastern next Tuesday and Wednesday as a part of Columbus State's spring break. Outside corner, called strike. One and one to Warner. 2 away and the base is empty of a 4-2 game. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Pitch from Barker coming. That ball hammered to left. That's over the head of Rhodes into the wall. Warner around to first, but Rhodes got it back in a hurry and will hold that to a single, but Warner's hit the ball hard twice now in as many at-bats. Her 2nd hit of the day, and that's the 8th of the game for the Lady Canes.
Up to bat, number 13, Bree Lewis.
Bree Lewis, the batter now. She's up there as the possible tying run here in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch off the plate outside, taken for a ball. Lewis is 0 for 2. She just barely missed, though, a 2-run home run in her last time up. She drove Kia Smith all the way to the wall in center field, where the Lady Cougar caught it up against the padding. As that ball's high, it's 2-0. Lewis does have 3 big flies on the season, so the possibility is there. Now time is going to be called, and there will be a pinch runner coming out of the Georgia Southwestern dugout. See if we can get a number on who that is. The pinch runner is going to be Rebecca Davis, the freshman from Americus. So Davis will come on and pinch run at first in a 2-0 count. 2 outs, 4-2 the score. Columbus State in front, top of the 6th. Big cut that time by Lewis, who wasn't holding anything back. It's 2-1. Barker ready, the 2-1 coming to Lewis. Inside corner, good spot there from the sophomore. And the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs on the board for Georgia Southwestern. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Barker pulled the string. Lewis comes up empty, and that'll put an end to the top of the 6th inning for Georgia Southwestern. They get a run across on the solo home run by Haley Tierce, her 10th of the season. CSU still leads it, though, 4-2, heading to the bottom of the 6th here on Cougar Sports TV. they hope is their at best at the bottom of the sixth. It'll be a pinch hitter to start things off for Brad Huskisson's bunch. Madison Mosley, the freshman from Decula High School, will dig in on the left side, hitting in place of Sammy Anderson, and she'll take a first pitch in there for a strike. Mosley, 1 for 5 so far, and to start her collegiate career with an RBI. She's played now, and this will be her 8th game played so far this season. Goodson still in the circle for Georgia Southwestern as she throws that one outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goodson hasn't thrown all that poorly in this one, just given up quite a few hits, has limited the damage pretty well. Hit on the ground soft down the first base line. That one's going to drift into foul territory. Mosley had that one beat by a mile, but I think they're actually going to call her. Are they going to call her out? Home plate umpire talking with Brad Huskisson, saying that it kicked up and hit the back of her heel. Didn't look like that was the case from here, and now they're going to come talk and try to find out whether or not that hit Mosley as she was getting down the line. I think that if that would have hit her heel, though, it would have kicked off down that line. See what the call is coming. They're going to say the first base umpire didn't see it, and so it is going to go down as an out for Mosley. And that's going to turn the lineup over to Katie White. Katie White, the batter. One away and the base is clear. The 1-0 rolled foul of third. Past Kia Smith in the on-deck circle. So a rather odd 3U on the putout there on Mosley pinch hitting. It brings White to the plate with 1 down. The 1-1, she'll put the bunt down, and there's going to be no play again. Katie White with her 4th bunt single of the day. That is one way to raise your average in a hurry.
Now batting, number 33, Kia Smith.
So White reaches. Kia Smith will be the batter now with 1 away. We'll see now what Brad Huskisson chooses to do. He's got his 2 best base runners, 1 at the plate, 1 on first. We'll see. Kia 3 for 3 in this game, to go along with a hit she had in game number 1. Katie White has 3 hits in this game, as that one was inside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. White has 5 hits in the game and 2 in the 2 games and 4 runs scored. Kia Smith has 4 hits, and she scored once. So the wheels are in motion here for Brad Huskisson. The 1-1. On the ground towards shortstop, started moving towards second, and that one's going to get by everybody. Kia Smith may round third potentially here. That throw's going to come in and be cut off. Kia will stop at third. It just squeaks right between the 2 outfielders. I don't think that either one of them made a physical error there, and neither one of them just got to it and cut it off. So that one's actually going to go down as an RBI triple for Kia Smith. Probably the easiest one of her career. That was a case of the outfielders just never got to it, and it rolled right between the 2 of them and all the way to the wall. Outside to Callie Starr for the 2nd straight pitch, and it's 2-0. White raced all the way around from first, so it's an RBI for Kia, as Tierce will field that and throw, and Kia has to stay on over at third for the second out. But make it a 5-2 game now, and CSU has a chance to win this one by the same margin they won game one by. Mackenzie Fagioli has a chance to change it, though. Teammate standing 60 feet away, 2 away in the inning. First pitch in there for a strike. CSU has matched the 2 runs that Georgia Southwestern has picked up as this one's hitting to shallow center. Hawkins underneath it, puts the squeeze on it, and that will send us to the 7th. Lady Cougars get a run on an RBI triple from Kia Smith. To the 7th we go. CSU goes for the sweep. They need 3 outs. Three more outs needed for Columbus State to try to pick up the victory here in a doubleheader sweep. Emily Smith will pinch hit for Georgia Southwestern here to lead off the 7th inning. She'll hit in place of Grayson Sanders as Sammy Anderson leaps up, grabs the line drive, and it's 1 pitch, 1 out. Not enough time to even tell you that CSU switched pitchers here for the 7th. Peyton Sorrells will go for the save. If she can get the 3 outs, it would be the first save of her collegiate career. She'll have to go through the top of the order to do it. Aaron Steele, the batter, with 1 out and the base is empty of a 5-2 game. That one lined into the fencing, third base side for strike 1. Steele, then Hawkins, the 2 set to bat. You have the heart of that order staring down the barrel should either of these get up there and get on. Softly towards the circle, White in the circle. Fields, throws, got her by a half step. Nicely done by Katie White, who's had a good defensive day over at the hot corner. And there may not be anybody better at coming in and playing that ball so quickly on the slapper. So Georgia Southwestern down to its final out. It's Ella Hawkins, the center fielder. She is 2 for 3, 2 singles and a fielder's choice. And way late on that, swings through it. It's 0-1. Peyton Sorrells trying to finish it off. She picked up the win in game 1 and has a chance at a save here. Fagioli going back, makes the grab on the back of the infield and put a wrap on that. Break out your brooms. It's a doubleheader sweep for Columbus State, and that makes it a 4-game series sweep of Georgia Southwestern on the season. Columbus State, with a pair of 5-2 victories today, moves 2 more games into the win column, make it 14-9 on the season for the Lady Cougars. and they move to a perfect 2-0 in Peach Belt Conference play. Georgia Southwestern 17-13 overall. They move to even at 2-2 on the season in Peach Belt Conference play. Columbus State will be back in action on Saturday. UNC Pembroke in town for a Peach Belt Conference doubleheader. That'll come your way at 1 o'clock here at Cougar Field as the Lady Cougars will try to stay perfect in PBC play. 5-2 the victory in both games today. Hannah Manley gets the victory in game number 2. She'll move to 3-3 on the season. Peyton Sorrells, her first career save after she picked up her 7th win of the season in game number 1. So 5-2 and 5-2. The victories for Columbus State as they move to 14-9 on the season. Baseball doubleheader coming your way, or baseball series coming your way Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from BK Stadium at Ragsdale Field. Georgia College in town for the Peach Belt Conference Series as the 7th-ranked Cougars will take on their Peach Belt Conference rivals. First pitch is 4 o'clock from Burger King Stadium just over our left side. And then the Lady Cougars back in action at 1 o'clock on Saturday, Cancer Awareness Day, and here at Cougar Field in a Peach Belt Conference showdown. That'll wrap things up for us, though, here on a Wednesday night in Columbus, Georgia. It is 5-2 and 5-2. The Lady Cougars, a couple of victories in the win column against Georgia Southwestern. For everybody, Columbus State University Athletics and Cougar Sports TV, this is Stephen Williams saying so long from Columbus, Georgia.